Today's warm-up is a balancing activity. I want you to take your pen, not a pencil, and find the balance point for your pen. Now, depending on what sort of, grips and ink and whatnot your pen has, this will be different. Doesn't mean it's going to be the center. You're going to find a spot to balance on your first finger there. I don't mind which side you start on. Then take your pen and flip it onto the hand on the other side. You're going to move along one finger. Keep balancing. And you'll need to make sure that your other fingers are staying out of the way. I'm actually quite impressed. This one's perhaps looking easier than the first few times that I tried. I'm going to work my way across each finger. Might mean now I can feel that I've got to these pinky ones, I'm having to rotate and twist my wrist to keep that balance. There you go, try it yourself. Hi, today we're looking at joining to the letter F, which follows on from our video last week. Make sure that you're successful today by completing at least half an exercise book page of neat, fluent handwriting. And that doesn't mean leaving lots of lines in between. I'd expect that all of the writing as well as the passage was completed. Here are a few examples to get us started. For some of us, we'll still be working on printing our letter Fs. So you'll need to go and get your slope card and make sure that your letters are leaning to the right. Some of us are ready for a simple join to F. Have a watch how I do this one here for elf. E wraps around, goes straight up into the letter L and then comes up to that sort of halfway point. I then lift my pen to this spot here, go back around and cross. So I'll do that one more time quickly. E wraps around straight up into the L, halfway point, pen lifts. Now for some of us you might want something a little more fancy, and that's where you can have a bit of a speed loop. Now there'll be more of these coming definitely in future videos, but this is the part I'm talking about where you add an extra loop to a letter so that you don't have to lift your pen like we did here in elf. So I'm looking at the word of, go around for my O, and then I loop into my letter F. I can still finish it off with a little left-right cross, but it means that I don't have to lift my pen at all, making it a little bit faster to write. So up and around to finish off. So preparing your page so you can begin. Your heading is joining to F. Don't forget the date. So here I am with my slope card in and ready to go. Whether or not you're working on print or cursive running writing, everyone is going to start with a bit of a fluency pattern. So just have a watch how I'm going first. So it's almost, though mine needs a bit of work, it's on a bit of an angle, but it's almost like a lace work pattern. I'm doing a loop at the top, then coming back down to loop at the bottom, which sends me off again so I can loop at the top, and loop at the bottom, loop at the top, loop at the bottom, almost like some really stretched out number 8s. So just like our letter F's, it can go below your line. And if you're doing well, you wouldn't even need to have a break. You'd be able to just keep going to the end of the line. Pause the video, try yourself. Once you're finished, we're going to try that same pattern, but to write a word. Our word is going to be off. Our anti-clockwise O, speed loops into 2 F's. Try that again. There's my loop that I learnt and my fluency pattern. If I wanted to print it, I might just make it look like that with a bit of an exit flick, or my simple join where I lift my pen. All are acceptable. You need to choose the one that is the best for your handwriting. Complete a row. Our next word is going to be leaf. Using a slope card to get started. L goes into A comes up. It's a drop-in join. I go back the other way into my loop if I choose, or possibly on my second one into my simple join. Certainly if I was doing my self-assessment, I'd give that one a tick. I think I'm doing a little bit better there. So choose your option, complete a line. So our last word is a little bit awful. A goes around, W is quite easy. Then where do we go? Across for a simple join. Coming back to cross that over, or with a speed loop. Now I'm feeling inclined there to continue joining that F at the bottom, but we'll look at that when we look at speed loops later on. Finish your row. Now once you're done, it'll be time for some self-assessment. Here, for example, I was really happy with this one. I'd already given it a bit of a tick. It's got nice slope, nice size of my letters. They're all consistent. What's not consistent was my fluency pattern. So I might remember that one and practice it at some other times. Sometimes, it's quite squashed up. Other times a bit more spread out. Definitely each time it's going down on an angle. So that's something I would need to work on. And I noticed over here, so my A is sort of turned into my W, which isn't correct because that means there's no downstroke on my A like there is here. So that definitely needed a question mark. This week there's a passage on thunderstorms, and straight away I can see already that there's a bit of a different join happening here. So rather than going around and across for the join, which is what I would recommend, this example goes up but then turns into a drop-in join, which gets a little bit messy. So if you're going to go straight up from your O, turn it into a loop. Otherwise, straight across and lift your pen, or turning it into a print. You choose. remember while you're having a go at this passage really to take your time. It's not about speed and finishing quickly, but on doing the best quality handwriting that you can. And the more you practice good, slow, controlled handwriting, the stronger the muscles in your hands will get, your fine motor muscles, and the neater you'll be able to make your writing when you're doing any other subject without even needing to think about it. Okay, so pause the video now and work on slow, controlled handwriting. Now when you're done, don't forget your self-assessment. Ticks if you need, question marks if it's something you're working on. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so it's easy to find my channel when the next video is posted. Have a great day.